And joining us right now is Jim DeFede, our host of Facing South Florida. And Jim, what are some of the key messages we should be looking out for?
State of the Union. So apparently the White House has been putting out there that the president will be offering a bit of comedy. Not comedy, comity. In other words, trying to create more of a friendship with Congress. Something that he's hoping to try to sort of set the reset button on his relationship with Democrats. Now, you and I both know that when Donald Trump tends to give these big teleprompter-oriented speeches, they're not his best. Right. He likes a crowd. He likes to feed off of a crowd. So we'll see what is scripted for him and the moments when he goes off script. I had a chance to talk with Donna Shalala just less than an hour ago. This is going to be her first State of the Union as a member of Congress. She attended 7 of them during the Clinton administration when she was Health and Human Services Secretary. One time she was a designated survivor. I asked her what she sort of expected, and here's what she had to say.
He's sandwiched in between the Democratic House and Nancy Pelosi behind him, and that ought to give him a clear message that we want bipartisan efforts to get rid of some of the acrimony and the tension that's existed over the last couple of years.
I like the way she sort of described it as being sandwiched between Nancy Pelosi behind her and the Democratic House members in front of them. That is going to be the interesting dynamic. This obviously is the first time Donald Trump is addressing a Congress that is divided, and so we'll see how he deals with that. He may actually try to make some overtures to Nancy Pelosi during this time. I wouldn't be surprised to see him turn around and try to look her square in the eye and make some sort of overture.
Or as he calls her, Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy and Chuck. We're expecting him to talk about the wall, make his case for the wall again, right, tonight?
Again, you can expect that. Look, one of the ways that you can sort of tell what people are going to be talking about is based on who the guests are that are being invited. The White House has a wide array of guests. They have a number of people who benefited from criminal justice reform, so I think the president is going to talk about that. But they also have a number of people who have been victimized by what they describe as illegal aliens who were overstayed their welcome in the country and ended up killing people, so their parents are going to be in the audience. So border security is going to be a main issue, and on the backdrop of all of this is we're facing another government shutdown on on February 15th, so just a few days away, and the president has said he doesn't think that's likely to really come up with a solution, so we're going to have to wait and see. This is the last chance for them to sort of all be in a room together, literally.
We'll be watching.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. And CBS News will have live coverage of President Trump's State of the Union address tonight and the Democratic response. It begins at 9 here on CBS4. We'll also stream the address live on CBSMiami.com.